Hey guys, I'm in front of a 2015 X3 BMW 6-cylinder. I'm going to show you how to remove or actually replace the valve cover gasket. And it's leaking and it will leak. First things first, you're gonna just remove the wipers up here and this wiper cover. Right there, I already got this off. Of course, I mean the air box, this air tube. Here, basically the whole assembly here, air box, air tube. Be extra careful on this little hose here, it always likes to break. Right here, you know, very brittle. Maybe just replace it. If it would be my car, I would replace it. And after you have this top cover off here, you're going to want to remove this shield here. Is only held by, I think, 2 bolts, left and right, and I think then it will come right off, and then you're gonna remove this bracket, and that should give you enough room to actually get the cover out later on. Something to mention, by this particular model you want to loosen this coolant line in order to get this airbox out easier without breaking that coolant line, because it's kind of a little bit in the way. And next I remove those 2 positive leads here that goes to the starter, and the one on top that moves to the other side. After that, now I'm gonna remove this assembly right here. It's left and right 2 bolts, little screws. Here's Phillips. I don't know if that's actually the original ones. Usually they're Torx. Okay, I did that. Now I'm gonna remove this wire assembly here, and those 2 guys. Somebody already kind of marked them. I usually do too. Well, basically everything that's in your way with the wires that obstruct you to remove the gas, the valve cover, you gotta remove, and it's fairly simple. Let me go ahead and do that. You just disconnect those, and also the vacuum lines need to go. Be right back. Actually, it's better to remove first the coils, well, at least to some degree here, until you reach back here on this cable bracket. Maybe a little tip, what I do is I take a big screwdriver and push it through the loop so I can pull evenly on each side, carefully, because a lot of times they're quite stuck. So as you can see, we already got quite a bit of stuff out of the way. I move everything to that right side, and once I have everything sort of loose, I usually take one of those rubber bungee bands, whatever, and then hook it somehow up to the right side so it stays out of the way. Let me move all the cables. Now you also need to disconnect the injector plugs here, and let me see if I can show you how. Let me just get something in my hand. So as you can see here, you're not disconnecting them here from the side. The latch is here in the front. See that? You just stick a flathead screwdriver in here and gently start pulling the connector out. The same goes to here. Stick it in there. I'll try to do this with one hand now. Of course, with one hand doesn't work. Now it's in there. in the bottom. That came was already loose, disconnected, but basically you get the thing, the message. It's right there. See that? Always to your left when you stand on the passenger side. The disconnect is on the left. Let me do that. Okay, you can see nice and clean now here. Next step is to simply loosen up. First, before you loosen up the bracket bolt from your fuel rail, you want to crank loose your fuel lines here. It's just, I like to do this when it's still secure in place and crack them loose, and then I loose the bolts down here, and then you can remove the fuel rail. Here you go, it's loose. Take this out of the way and then put this over here on my pile of pieces. Now it's a good time to actually blow with compressed air the cover off a little bit to avoid debris falling inside. And maybe you want to pre-clean already a little bit, but not really need to. We're gonna blow it off and probably clean up the cover a little bit when I have it off. So I lifted the valve cover off. You might wanna, sometimes you have to keep loosening the screws because they kind of catch on the thread just a little bit. If you have it loose but you cannot pull it off all the way, just go around and see which bolt is actually catching. And you can already hear how hard that gasket is. It's not one of the baddest I have seen, of course. It's not really breaking yet, but it's definitely too hard and it's gonna leak. And they all do, it's just a matter of time, and you can almost consider this maintenance. Maybe 4 or 5 years, and that's probably the time you gotta replace them. I don't know if this one already got done. Maybe it got already done once. Car's 10 years old. Anyway, so I'm waiting for parts now. Should come any minute. And then it's just a matter of putting it back together. I'm cleaning up now. Oh yeah, hold on, let me go over here. Kill some extra time so I get those 8 minutes on my video, right? Good time now to clean the surface area from your gasket. I'm gonna do this right now. Yo, this should be good enough. Clean also that heat shield a little bit up, so it's gonna smoke less when you restart. There's gonna be some smoke because just from the cleanup, it's gonna be like residue dripping down on your exhaust.
Like and subscribe.
And just gonna, after you're done, let it run 10-15 minutes, should be good. So once you have the gasket on your cover and back into place, I highly recommend to take a mirror and look in the back from the engine and see if the gasket is in place, especially here in the back, because when you put the cover back on, it's kind of tight here, and this is your tight spot, and sometimes the gasket comes loose on your cover and hangs out a little bit. No worry, just keep going until you have it kind of behind this point, and then try to push the gasket back in. You can also use a little bit RTV, and if you do this the first time, you use a little RTV. Once you put the gasket onto the cover, let it sit for 45 minutes, and that's gonna prevent it from falling out easily. You can do this, I don't do that, but I know some people do. And especially the first time, there might be something you wanna really watch out for. you rather want to look twice with a mirror back here, you know, and then doing the whole job again. And don't rush it. You can run them in with a power tool, but then I was in a rush too, and you see, that's what happens. Because on this particular model they are only like M5 or M6, not even M6. I think they're M5, and they like break pretty fast. So careful with that. Alright, everything tied up. Now it's just reverse order. I'm gonna put the fuel rail back first. I always replace this gasket over here as well. It's only 10 bucks. Part number maybe you're interested in. As far as the fuel rail, you wanna connect first all the flange nuts. I mean, don't go ahead and button up those mounts, rail mounts, bolts here. Just connect everything first, and otherwise you might have a hard time, might not. Maybe I connect them hand tight first, here, here, here. Pretty much there. Yes. Just make them a little snug for now, not much. Those are 14s. Just a little gentle. And then once you did that, you put those in and then you tie them up a little more. But after you're done with that, it's time to get all this back in place. Just gonna put this guy over here, and yeah, sort of start unraveling and carefully put everything in place. Alright, made a little progress. Don't forget the ground cables from your coils here. And I put the injector connectors already back. And I'm gonna drop the coils in. And yeah, getting close. Yeah, it's time to put this plastic bracket back here. I basically moved all the cables over, connected the injectors, coils are back, plugged everything in where it needs to be. It's not much anyway. And now I'm going to put this bracket back. Then I'm going to move the positive cables back into the spot here, and pretty soon we're going to put this aluminum brace back and install that plastic cover up there and together with the wipers. Alright, more progress is made. Bracket back, this cover is back, the wires are where they're supposed to be. I'm gonna put the tube back here now, and don't forget this little guy here. And yeah, almost done. It's really not a big deal. It can save you a lot of money. I hear some shops charging $1,500 and more for this, which I think is way too much. But you can basically do this very comfortably in 4 to 5 hours, and very comfortably. You don't need to rush. First time, maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, but still, you save a lot of money. All right, guys, I'm done. Fairly easy. When you're done, let it run and check that corner once again. If you see any drips there, let's see if I have a light. Like there, if you messed up, you're gonna see it right there in this rear corner. Everything else is basically easy to see. Still wait for this one bolt here. I ordered a new one, but basically done. I'll put this in as soon as it's here. And yeah, something you can do at home and save yourself a lot of money. And subscribe, it's free. You can cancel anytime and might come in handy if you're stuck with something. You can ask questions, leave a comment.